Many breeders believe that White Kelso and Red Kelso are two completely different bloodlines. Some say the White Kelso is naturally smarter. Others insist the Red Kelso is more aggressive. And many choose one over the other based only on feather color. But here's the real question. Are White Kelso and Red Kelso truly different bloodlines? Or are we simply judging a bird by its color? Today, we'll separate myth from fact and explore the history, genetics, and breeding principles behind one of the most misunderstood topics in the gamefowl community. Welcome to Chicken Matter Talks, where we explore the history, bloodlines, genetics, and fascinating stories behind some of the world's most respected gamefowl families. Before we begin, I need one small favor. If you enjoy educational documentaries like this, please support the channel by liking this video and subscribing. Every like, every subscription, and every respectful comment tells YouTube that you want more documentaries about gamefowl history, bloodlines, and responsible breeding. Our goal is to build one of the world's best educational libraries for gamefowl enthusiasts. Now, let's begin. The Kelso bloodline is one of the most recognized and respected families in modern gamefowl breeding. For decades, breeders around the world have admired Kelso birds for their intelligence, balance, athletic ability, and adaptability. Yet one debate continues to appear over and over again. White Kelso or Red Kelso? Is one actually superior? Or are they simply different expressions within Kelso breeding families? To answer that question, we first need to understand what a bloodline really is.
What is the Kelso bloodline? The Kelso bloodline traces its origins to the breeding program of Walter Kelso, an American breeder whose name became associated with one of the most influential families in gamefowl history. Rather than selecting birds based on appearance alone, Kelso focused on consistency. Generation after generation, he selected breeding stock that demonstrated the qualities he wanted to preserve. Over time, his careful selection produced birds admired for their intelligence, athletic balance, and dependable structure. As the bloodline spread internationally, different breeders continued developing their own Kelso families. Some emphasized color, others focused on structure, others selected for specific breeding goals. This explains why today's Kelso birds may display different feather colors while still tracing back to Kelso ancestry. What is a White Kelso? White Kelso refers to Kelso family birds that display predominantly white plumage. Many also show yellow legs, a straight comb, and the balanced body structure commonly associated with Kelso breeding. Because of their striking appearance, White Kelsos often attract immediate attention. However, experienced breeders understand something important. Their white feathers do not automatically define the quality of the bird. Instead, responsible breeders evaluate the entire package: pedigree, health, body structure, temperament, consistency, and the quality of the breeding program behind the bird. Color may catch the eye, but breeding quality goes much deeper. What is a Red Kelso? Red Kelso birds belong to Kelso breeding families that display red or reddish-brown plumage. Like their white counterparts, they often share many of the structural characteristics associated with Kelso breeding: balanced conformation, athletic movement, alert behavior, and generations of careful selection. Because red plumage is common among many poultry families, some people mistakenly assume every red bird belongs to the same bloodline. In reality, feather color alone cannot confirm ancestry. Only reliable breeding records and responsible selection can establish the history of a breeding family.
Bloodline versus feather color. Now we arrive at the most important question of this documentary. Does feather color determine a bloodline? The answer: not necessarily. This is one of the biggest misconceptions in breeding. Many beginners see a white bird and immediately call it White Kelso. Others see a red bird and instantly assume it's Red Kelso. But experienced breeders understand that color and bloodline are not always the same thing. A bloodline is not defined by feathers alone. A bloodline is built through generations of careful selection, family history, consistency, and breeding records. Because genetics can produce different color variations within related families, two birds may look different on the outside while sharing similar ancestry. Likewise, two birds may have nearly identical colors, yet belong to completely different breeding families. This is why knowledgeable breeders rarely make decisions based on color alone. They study the pedigree. They study the family. They study consistency across generations. Because appearance can sometimes mislead, but records tell the story. Common myths about White Kelso and Red Kelso. Over the years, several myths have become popular among breeders. Let's examine a few of them. Myth number 1. White Kelso are naturally better. There is no universal rule proving that white plumage automatically makes a bird superior. Quality depends on the breeding program behind the bird. Myth number 2. Red Kelso are always more aggressive. Again, aggression, temperament, and behavior are influenced by many factors, including genetics, selection, environment, and family traits. Color alone cannot reliably predict these characteristics. Myth number 3. Feather color determines breeding quality. Perhaps this is the biggest misconception of all. Experienced breeders know that health, structure, pedigree, consistency, and long-term performance are usually far more important than feather color. Because at the end of the day, beautiful feathers cannot replace responsible breeding. What experienced breeders actually look for. So, what do experienced breeders focus on? First, they look at pedigree. Knowing where a bird comes from provides valuable information about the family behind it. Second, they examine overall health and vitality. Healthy birds are often the foundation of successful breeding programs. Third, they observe body structure and balance. Consistency in physical traits across generations often reflects careful selection. Fourth, they keep breeding records. Because memory can fail, but records preserve knowledge. And finally, they think long-term. Great breeding programs are rarely built in a single season. They are built through patience, observation, and responsible decision-making over many generations.
Did you know? Some respected breeding families have produced multiple feather colors over the years, while still maintaining the characteristics that breeders valued most. This is one reason why many experienced breeders place greater importance on pedigree, consistency, and family history than on color alone. Because while feathers may be the first thing we notice, consistency is what preserves a bloodline. Which one should you choose? After everything we've discussed, you might still be wondering, which is better, White Kelso or Red Kelso? The honest answer is, neither color automatically makes a bird better. A well-maintained White Kelso family can be outstanding. A well-maintained Red Kelso family can also be outstanding. The deciding factor is not the feather color. It's the quality of the breeding program behind the bird. Experienced breeders rarely ask, which color is better? Instead, they ask questions like, does this family show consistency over generations? Is the pedigree reliable? Are the birds healthy and structurally sound? Have careful breeding records been maintained? Those questions reveal much more than feather color ever could. Because in responsible breeding, knowledge always outweighs assumptions. The debate between White Kelso and Red Kelso has existed for many years. But hopefully today's documentary has shown that the discussion goes far beyond appearance. Feather color may be the first thing we notice, but it is not the foundation of a respected bloodline. True breeding success comes from careful selection, accurate records, healthy breeding stock, patience, and consistency across generations. Whether your birds are white, red, or display other color variations, their true value lies in the quality of the family behind them. Because in the end, great bloodlines are not defined by color. They are defined by generations of responsible breeding. If you enjoyed today's documentary, please support Chicken Matter Talks by giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Every like, subscribe, and respectful comment helps us continue creating educational documentaries for gamefowl enthusiasts around the world. And now we'd like to hear from you. Have you worked with White Kelso or Red Kelso? What lessons have you learned through your own breeding experience? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue learning together through respectful discussion. Thank you for watching another documentary from Chicken Matter Talks. Our mission is to preserve the history, explore the bloodlines, understand the genetics,
and share the fascinating stories behind some of the world's most respected gamefowl families. Remember, knowledge grows when it's shared, history survives when it's remembered, and every great bloodline begins with breeders who value patience, observation, and continuous learning. Until next time, keep learning, keep observing, and keep preserving the legacy of great bloodlines. We'll see you in the next documentary.